So Christian dating. This is the quick summary for Christian dating. So there's a lot to go over in this one. So if you can, try to look at the full sermon. There's a lot to it, but I'm going to kind of summarize it here. So these are the few steps I personally want in a Christian relationship, and that can help make sure you don't fall into sin or fall into lust in Christian relationships. So step one, try to be close with God before you get into this relationship. Make sure you're in right standing with God. Make sure you're not bringing any baggage or anything. Make sure you're coming in good. You're not coming in with, say you struggle with pornography. Don't come into the relationship with the baggage. Try to get rid of it before you get into a relationship if you can. Step two, put God first in the relationship. Like, even marriage. You can ask Jared, Pastor Scott, you can ask all these people. Put God first in your marriages, your relationships. Put God first. You know, I'm not saying if you put God first, it will always succeed, but it has a pretty good chance if you put God first. Second, don't scratch the itch. Let me explain that. So I personally struggle with lust. I'll admit that. So when I go into a relationship, I don't want to scratch a sexual temptation. You know, because if you scratch something, you itch a lot. So, for example, I'm not going to kiss in relationships. Like, that sounds crazy, but kissing can lead to other stuff. You know, so don't kiss. If your temptation is something, try not to let that temptation happen. Number three, so if you're around my age and you're in high school, you're in school, whatever, have your door open when your significant other comes, or even just stay in the living room. Be by people. So if you're by people, obviously you won't fall into temptation. So even go in public, like stay in public if you have to before you're married, like Christian dating. Just go on dates in public. I mean, it's the best way to, I guess, beat temptation. I mean, if the person that you're with is like, sorry, I don't want to do that, that's weird. Obviously, they don't care enough. It's obviously not a good person because they don't care enough about you to respect your boundaries and stuff. Oh, that's another one, actually. Create boundaries. So the do's and don'ts of your relationship, like, hey, I want to do this. Hey, I don't want to do that. And if they can't respect that, then say bye-bye, goodbye. The last one is try not to be touchy and cuddly. You know, that's an easy one to make temptation fall into, or fall into temptation because you're all cuddly and then anyway, it gets bad. So be close to God. Put God first. Don't scratch an itch. Have your door open and be in public if you can. And try not to be touchy and cuddly and set boundaries. And so that's kind of my quick summary of Christian relationships and how not to fall into sexual sin. And so I love you all. Godspeed.